locked into the NFL on EA Sports. Coming up, we'll see third-year quarterback Deshaun Watson and the Houston Texans as they square off with Russell Wilson and the Seattle Seahawks. With that, let's get up to Seattle. Standing by at CenturyLink Field, here are Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
Coach, it is a sound like no other when they raise that 12th man flag here in Seattle. We just heard it, and that means it's time for football at CenturyLink Field. This crowd, as we've come to expect in recent years, as loud as any in the NFL, and they get even louder when their Seahawks are introduced. We're ready for football as the Seahawks get set to do battle with the Houston Texans. Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis on hand. This is a game where the defenses, they need to be on their toes because you've got quarterbacks here, yes, that can throw the football, but they can also run it very well too.
Mobile quarterbacks. Remember, for the longest time, they used to tell the quarterbacks, stay in the pocket. We don't want you outside of it at all. Nowadays, that mobility, truly an asset, and people are game planning for it. As a scout told me recently, we are actually working with what the colleges are giving us nowadays.
This is fielded at the goal line. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Now whistles, and we've got a man down. A man down here following the kickoff. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. Throw left side complete. It's Carson. I call it no gain there on the first down play.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10. Now it's Wilson. And nearly an interception here on their opening drive. But instead, 3rd down.
Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense if that fell harmlessly to the ground. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. The rushing numbers for Wilson, maybe down from earlier in his career, but he's still a threat to go, showing it there, picking up the 1st down.
That's something you have to be aware of as a defense and have to find a way to account for him. And if you're not going to use a spy, you're telling your guys to keep your eyes on him, because when he breaks out and makes plays like that, all he does is hurt you.
Have to at least be able to contain him somewhat. There they could not. Throwing now, Wilson on 1st down. Here's Carson with a catch out of the backfield. And they went the wrong way there, losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. The loss of 3 on that 1st down pass play, now 2nd and 13. Throwing is Wilson. And nearly an interception here on their opening drive. But instead, 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Steps away to his left. He may try and run. Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. And he nearly got the first himself, but it appears he's going to be about a yard or two short.
On plays like this, when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back, because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
4th down, and out is the all-pro punter from a year ago, Michael Dixon, to punt for Seattle. DeAndre Carter's deep for the Texans. On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. Officially, that'll be marked down as just a 28-yard punt. And the Texans are going to have the football with a 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at their own 15. Play action from Miller. Now Watson. He'll buy some time right. And right away, he lost the football. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And they bring this one back. It's a fumble recovery and a Seattle touchdown. Huge play by the defense, not only to force the fumble, obviously, but to return it for a touchdown.
And I know it's no fun for anyone who plays offense, but isn't it fun to see how a defense rallies when there's a fumble return and everyone tries to find someone to block and bring it all the way home?
I always like their celebrations because they don't get there that often.
No, they're not choreographed very well usually.
Jason Myers now for the extra point. And this will give the Seahawks a 7-0 lead. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there, grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. This is taken near the 13. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. The Texans offense heading out, and time to discuss their backfield. It's been interesting during training camp. First, they decided to cut bait on D'Onta Foreman, Charles. Just couldn't seem to come back from his Achilles injury. He wound up in Indy, and to replace him, they took a swing on Duke Johnson, who'd been wanting a trade out of Cleveland.
And I like the move for Duke Johnson because in head coach Bill O'Brien's offense, having that versatile running back who can run it and catch it out of the backfield is paramount. I think he'll have an immediate role for the Houston Texans.
Of course, they've still got Lamar Miller as their number 1. Could they be a landing spot for somebody like a Melvin Gordon?
Yeah, they could. And I know a lot of people would say, well, what if Dallas wants to trade Ezekiel Elliott? I don't see that part happening. But I think Bill O'Brien will always listen if a playmaker's on the market. Personally, I think if they target someone in a trade, there'll be someone in the offensive line.
Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning. Hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. Now out comes Seattle here. We'll see their offense going in just a second. Speaking of that offense, for Russell Wilson, they went out in the draft this year, got him a couple new options out wide, did they not?
They did, and you can see that they're changing their offensive philosophy a little bit. Remember Doug Baldwin, who was a great target, especially on the underneath throws? He's retired. So strategically, because they run the heck out of the football, Chris Carson's a 1,000-yard runner. They expect more from Rashad Penny this year. They want to have the ability to throw the ball deep, and the only guy they had previously, Tyler Lockett, who's going to play in the slot now with Doug Baldwin retired. So they went out and got DK Metcalf in the 2nd round out of Ole Miss, got Gary Jennings from West Virginia in the 4th round, and both of them can fly. Look for Russell Wilson, who throws a really pretty deep ball, to take advantage of that this season.
Now here's a pass on 1st down that's knocked away and incomplete. The linebacker, Zach Cunningham, there defensively to make that play. Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10. Now it's Wilson. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. The threat of a 2nd straight punt to start the game is looming as they come up 3rd and 10. Wilson will throw again. Flushed out right. He can run for it, and he will. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
Normally we're talking about a quarterback duel where they're matching each other pass for pass. How about the footwork in this one? Both of these guys running the ball well.
Yeah, they've mixed in the run game. You're exactly right. Now, both coaches might not like how much their quarterbacks have taken off, but enough. He's got it! Hit the 15! Last play, they went over 20 yards. This time they top 30. And we know this offense has the potential to strike quickly, and they just bit off 2 huge plays on back-to-back snaps.
So on the other side of the ball, you've got to go Band of Brothers thought process. No one left behind, no pointing fingers, no accusations, because if you don't, those quick strikes we just saw.
And he's going to score. It's a Seahawk touchdown. A 15-yard touchdown run. Here the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. Early on, they have all facets of the game working in tandem.
Yeah, you give the defensive touchdown early to give you the first score, and then your offense piggybacks on top of that and gets their own. And any coach we've ever talked to, and we've had that conversation with them prior to the game, they always say, if we can score on defense or special teams, that gives us like a 95% chance of winning the game. I don't know if that number's correct, but it certainly does tend to play out that way, doesn't it?
It does. Extra point up and through by Myers. And that'll make the score 14-0. So the drive there took 6 plays. And it was Russell Wilson finishing things off with a touchdown run. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Fairly short kick, taking it to 14 here. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line.
Let's go!
Now comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything, at least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. The Seahawks, here's their defensive lineup.
Now one of the leaders in the Seattle secondary is safety Bradley McDougald. Since the retirement of Cam Chancellor, he's really had to step up and take on a primary role. Excellent against the run, solid in coverage, 2 interceptions in week 1 of 2018, and never looked back.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
Hey, pick it up, defense. Let's go.
Out of the gun, Watson. Hopkins on the grab over the middle. And he's going to be down at the 35. Gain of 7. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. The 2nd down completion got him 7. Now here's 3rd and 3. Watson completing it to the right side. Johnson. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Here's Watson. And this would complete to Will Fuller. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. The big gainer there on the catch and run, 37 yards.
It's not a surprise when you read scouting reports and watch tape because you know he's a heck of a player, but he is so difficult to get down in the open field. They just want to get him the ball and let him do his thing.
So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Again, it's Watson. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. It's complete to Fuller. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. It'll be a nickel look here for the Seahawks on 3rd down. Off the draw, here's Johnson. Wilson. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. It's a gain of 5, and now the question, will the offense stay out there on 4th and 1?
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
No one attempted or made more field goals than Fairbairn last year. He was 37 of 42.
And they were grateful for every one of those that put 3 points on the board. But I'll guarantee you, Bill O'Brien, the head coach, is thinking to himself, we need to use him a lot less in 2019. Let's make sure we score some more touchdowns.
This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll get it up just past the 20, and his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. And Seattle now ready to march out of the field. That last drive, it was a good mix. Run, pass, defense on their toes.
And what really helps out in a big way is when you're doing the run-pass mix and everything's working, that means that they're guessing wrong every time on defense. They think you're going to pass when you run and vice versa. I would continue that, and when they finally draw a beat on you, maybe you mix it up a little bit, a little play action and throw the ball.
And will they maintain that balance? Time to find out. Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Here's Wilson. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Brandon Dunn coming right up the gut, gets in there for a loss of 9.
Well, the beauty of screen passes is they take a little time to develop, and they can often hit big, but sometimes they take too long to develop, and sometimes you get sacked.
Yeah, what's perfectly called for a defense to attack a screen?
Typically a blitz, and even though people think that the screen operates against the blitz, if you have the blitz called and you still cover the screen, now that allows your blitzers to get there.
Watch tight end. 3 down.
On 3rd down, Wilson. They set up the screen to Penny. And he's going to be taken down at the 39, clearly short of the first by a few yards. A short gain there of just 4, and that'll bring up a 4th down.
They dialed up the screen pass on 3rd down, and for a second, it looked like it was all going to come together, and they had a chance to pick up a first down, but the defense got there and finished it off.
So possession goes over here on the punt, and the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. And now out comes Houston. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point?
The kicker.
Exactly. You put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they think
pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. Jaron Reed muscles his way in for the sack. Now following the sack, they'll come up here on a 2nd down and 12. Here's Watson, rolling to his right. And an alley. Oh, the ball is out. Watson lost it. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line.
when I see a play like that, I come back to risk reward. And I don't know about you, but is it worth it at that point, whatever you're going to pick up, to either take the hit, and in this case, lose the football?
So it should have gone down. I mean, hindsight's always 20/20, but that's the safe play.
You're exactly right. Hindsight's really never wrong, is it? Because you can analyze it, but I think ultimately you got to look at it as a first option, taking care of the ball, getting what you can, and that's it. Don't worry about it anymore.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32. They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. The turnover put them in great field position. They don't want to squander it with 3rd down coming up.
No, not at all. And you know what else you do? You make your defense mad.
Yeah.
They got you the football, gave you a great opportunity. You got to cash in and get some points.
He may try and run for this. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. That one a broken play, but it ends up being a good play. The scramble goes for 20. Now Wilson on 1st down. This will be caught at about the 5. And he's brought down. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last two plays. This is Chris Carson, 1,000-yard rusher a year ago. And he's across the chalk, into the end zone. Touchdown, Seahawks. Chris Carson taking it in. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. And nothing special there. They show they were going to run the football. They ran it. They got it in.
Like old-time football, right? Hey, this is exactly what we're going to do. Straight-ahead power, and they got it done.
Now Myers for the extra point. And it's 21-3. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And it was all capped off by the Chris Carson touchdown run. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. It's a short kick, taking it to 15. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
We always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, pump the ball away, get yourself set to play defense, but when you turn it over, it changes momentum, and when they take it downfield and punch it in on you, that's a bad possession all the way around.
Yeah, but you're hungry to get back out there, aren't you?
You better be, because otherwise, it's going to be a long day for you.
On third down, Watson sliding out of the pocket. He can run for it, and he will. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Deshaun Watson, so multi-dimensional, able to scramble for the first.
Now that definitely hurts because the mindset is getting a 3-and-out there, and they don't get it done. They give up the scramble and a pickup for a first down.
Right there. Set. 54 Mike. Watch the screen.
Flag comes in. This might be a free play. And this one drops incomplete, but I think the defense jumped.
Offside. Defense.
Well, we looked at each other right when he flinched. We knew that that flag was coming.
Yeah, offsides, easy call. Mark off the 5 and keep it moving.
From the gun, here's Watson. And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down. Quentin Jefferson. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop him.
3 scores down, not even a halftime yet. They are not getting much generated offensively. They've got to figure it out.
It's tough because this defense just seems to be playing with so much confidence right now.
They really are. They are on their toes, and they're getting at them.
And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. A gain of 13. It's a first down. So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. A running play on first down, and it turns into a fight just to get back to the line of scrimmage. In on the tackle there, Bobby Wagner, coming off a 3rd straight All-Pro season. Now a play fake, and it's Watson. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down. Now play number 7 of the drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 10. A shotgun snap for Watson. Into the hands of the tight end. This is Jordan Thomas. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25.
First down, Houston. Come on, D!
On first down, Ferguson. And able to get about 3 as he's taken down right at the 20.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense, and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
It'll go as a gain of 7 on the play, and it sets up a 3rd and inches situation. They'll try to run for it with Miller. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. A 13-yard touchdown run. And the Texans cut into that lead. Solid job up front. Really just a solid job all the way around to get that one in.
That was well executed, wasn't it? Well blocked, well run. End result, 6 points.
Touchdown. Fairbairn good with the extra point. We are in for a good one as we're through one on EA Sports. And it makes the score 21-10. Fairbairn now to kick this one away. This will be taken in at the 1. Fights through it. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line just across the 25. Russell Wilson now gears up to lead the offense again. They've got the lead. He's a big reason why. Looking sharp so far.
And as we travel around the league, we see quarterbacks get it done in a variety of ways. But today's NFL does tell us one thing. If that guy doesn't play well, their team's not going to win. And right now, he's got his team in the lead.
And now they'll look to extend. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Sacked there by Jadeveon Clowney.
Now, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop him.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player.
Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Now Wilson. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Carson. And he's taken down. It's a gain of 3 from the 17 to the 20.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
3rd and long. It's Wilson. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything to warrant the flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. We get a glance at Duke Johnson as he heads back out onto the field. They've given him some touches. They haven't had a lot of success on the ground. Do you maybe keep going to that well, or do you mix it up more?
I think you mix it up more, try and loosen things up. Get the defense to react to other people, other plays, but don't forget about it. That's your horse. You know, Secretariat lost twice in his career.
So educational. That's very true, kids. Look it up. Now a 1st down throw. Watson. Holder brings it in over the middle. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. 19 yards there on the catch and run.
Quarterbacks love slant routes because the receivers are breaking right into their line of vision, and receivers love them as well because they're getting the ball on the move and able to catch it and try and get upfield and gain additional yardage.
A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. Now on 2nd and 13. Watson, wide open receiver, complete. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. That'll go as a pickup of 32 on the catch and run. So after the big play, look at this, all the way down at the 15 now on 1st and 10. From the red zone now, Watson, that is caught at the 7-yard line. And now a fumble. The ball's out, and the Seahawks have picked it up. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball. You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
Here's Russell Wilson and the Seahawk offense now getting set to go again. He's got to be feeling pretty good, playing well. Team has the lead, so just looking to mount a drive here that ends in the end zone.
And all quarterbacks will tell you, hey, we love a running game, helps us out. But at the end of the day, they want to rely on their arm. Throw the football, feel good about things, keep things moving in the right direction. Right now, that's exactly what we're seeing.
And we'll see if that continues. Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
One of the toughest things about playing defensive back is pattern reading, trying to figure out what they're doing. And on that one, they had to fly, just sending a guy downfield with the in route accompanying it, what people call a dagger route, trying to hit the guy under.
He's got him in, complete, past the 20, and all the way in, touchdown Seattle. DK Metcalf, 96 yards. Here the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. Well, they were back in the shadows of their own goalpost, and that flipped quickly.
So much for playing it safe. I mean, the conservative, easy call, run the football, take care of it, create some space, pump the ball away, but no, let's throw it. And sometimes a defense's aggressiveness is used against them because when you've got people backed up, your natural inclination is to try and really force them back, and sometimes they get burned that way.
And they got burned there. The extra point now coming from Myers. And the lead is up to 18 now. The long touchdown pass gets him 6 on a very, very tidy two-play drive that time. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This one taken from the 7. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. And now out comes Houston. And they'll be looking to atone for last time's mistake of fumbling inside the red zone. Certainly they don't want to do that again.
And so much emphasis placed on red zone offense. I mean, you have periods devoted in practice just for that because everyone knows how vital it is to put points on the board when you've entered that part of the field. And to come away with nothing, that's difficult for a team to handle.
And difficult, and now we'll see if they can make it less difficult on themselves on this drive. All that, and it only nets them a yard. It's second down.
At the 24-yard line.
Now it's Watson, a bootleg. Oh, it's wide open. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. 22 yards there, a first down.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. Watson now 11 of 15 through the air. Here's first and 10. Watson now to throw. They'll roll him out right. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down.
No doubt that's a very good play defensively right there because you've always got to be aware that he can take off and make a big play with his legs. How about the way they were able to contain him? That also tells me the coverage was excellent downfield.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
Yeah, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. 90 yards receiving now for him in the ball game. It's a first down.
And another thing that makes a comeback route really effective is that oftentimes after you've made the initial move, receivers breaking away from the defensive back, and that makes it a really tough play to defend. A nice chunk of yardage picked up there.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Let's set a tone, fellas. Let's set a tone.
Now Watson. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. Will Fuller was the intended target, and that'll bring up 2nd down. They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. Watson with a give to Miller. The 2nd down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there. Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. The open man is Smith. Touchdown, Houston. Vincent Smith, 37 yards. And the Texans get a bit closer. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go. Look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
Fairbairn now to add the extra point. And that one makes this an 11-point deficit now. So that drive takes them down the field in 8 plays. And it results in the Texans finding the end zone. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he will make it back to the 15, and that's it. Good coverage there by the kick team. The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. And Charles, the way touchdowns have come so fast and furious for both sides in this thing, it's starting to feel a little bit more like maybe a tennis match in a football game.
Yeah, I like your description there. Maybe we're sitting in a nice royal box watching this type of a game. But let's face it, right now, the way it's going back and forth, it's going to come down to who can get a stop.
16 yards right off the bat and a 1st down.
Well, that was man coverage. So once he decides to run with the football, there's no one to account for him, and he turns it into a nice gain.
Throwing now, Wilson on 1st down. Under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack. Brandon Dunn picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
So this has been a lot like a tennis match, hasn't it? Back and forth. Both of these offenses having their way so far. So maybe the question isn't who's going to score the most points in this game. Maybe it's who's going to get some stops.
Yeah, absolutely. And that sack, finally a first step in the right direction for a stop. It'll be a gain of 9, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 12.
Partner was a definite passing down, but he was able to leak out and pick up some good yardage, even though the coverage was excellent. Maybe it's not exactly how they drew it up, but he still got a big chunk of yardage.
Pressure comes, and Wilson's going to go down. Angelo Blackson drops him for a loss of 10, and it's going to be 4th and long.
Brandon, more often than not, you'd say they've had his number, and we can count them up so far. 1, 2, 3, 4 sacks given up. But guess what? He's still been able to make some plays, and right now they have a lead.
It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return, and out will come the offense as they take over. Set to take over again, Deshaun Watson and this Texans offense. Been a decent start for him here in this first half, but they're losing. And I think as the captain of the offense, you probably always feel like you need to do more in that situation.
The best have always felt that way, and they won't settle for anything less. So right now, his goal is to increase what he's doing on the field, try to make sure his teammates come along with him, and he feels like if I do better, everyone will do better. And that's what we're seeing from him right now. Got to have a little extra determination.
Yeah, a little extra determination. He has thrown the touchdown pass. No interceptions for him personally to this point. Now, meanwhile, here's a 2nd down throw that's knocked away and incomplete.
Anytime a ball's thrown in the middle of the field that's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch. It doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
This is Johnson. He's got it. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. A big one there for the Texans, 18 yards. And now with that completion, he's north of 200 yards here in the first half.
And he's going to break our statistician, Marvin, isn't he? Because Marvin right now is just tallying it up. Hope his hand doesn't hurt too much doing this or keeps hitting the calculator. But my goodness, what a start he is off to. By the end of this game, he could have monster numbers. He just wants to continue to be accurate.
And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down.
50 to Mike, 50 to Mike. I got you, boy. I got you, boy.
On second down, here's Miller. And he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8.
But you got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a second and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to third and manageable with that run.
Now it's Watson. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 30. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line. Well, Charles, if you think so far the early part of the preseason, who has stood out? If you take a peek back at the draft, it really, the first round, it was pretty defensively minded, but there were 3 quarterbacks taken. Kyler Murray first, Daniel Jones 6th, Dwayne Haskins 15th. Of those guys, it looked pretty good.
I agree with you, Brandon. When you talk about those 3 quarterbacks, and you're right, the rest of the draft, we're talking about big linemen, right? We're talking about defensive players, not a lot of skilled players in the first round. But let's take the quarterbacks very quickly. Kyler Murray, by acclamation, went to Arizona. Everyone excited about it. And I think his team remains excited about his prospects. They're eager to see him play. He became the starter as soon as he was drafted. Daniel Jones, that was a different situation in New York. The fans weren't real excited about him coming in, but the reason they drafted him has a similar demeanor and talent to Eli Manning, and he's acquitting himself quite nicely in the early going. And Dwayne Haskins a little more up and down in Washington, but they love the big arm of this guy, and he's back at home. Remember, he grew up in Potomac, Maryland.
Open man is Metcalf. He's got it. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. A gain of 26 on the third down conversion. So in the second quarter, he's already up over 100 yards receiving now.
And isn't 100 the magic number for a really good game for a receiver? So he got a chance to really shatter that and have a profound effect on this game.
Wilson now over 200 yards already in this first half. It's 1st and 10. Wilson after the play fake to Carson. Blitz coming and down he goes. Whitney Merciless barreling in for the sack.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Wilson's pass complete to Van Ness and brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 19 yards the pick up there. Move the chains. They go play action with Wilson. Eluding the pressure right. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's second down. Off the play fake, here's Wilson. That's complete to Disley, the tight end. And able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there, freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
Completes it to Dixon. And he picks up the first as he's able to take it down to the 7-yard line. It's a gain of 6 as they're able to convert, and now it's 1st and goal.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
You don't want this. Double time, double time.
Play action. Now Wilson. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawk touchdown. Russell Wilson with 2 first-half touchdown passes. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. He's having a nice little first half for your partner.
And it's a first half that leaves us anticipating what can still come. I mean, 2 touchdowns already here through the second quarter. There could be plenty more before this game is over.
Now Myers for the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So that drive consumes 9 plays all told. And it all culminates with a Seattle score. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This one taken from the 7. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Deshaun Watson and the Texans offense trot back out there. He's had a solid start to this game, but bottom line is they're losing, so he doesn't care about his stats. He just wants to right the ship on the scoreboard.
He wants to actually increase his stats because he feels like if he does, that means things will get better for his team, maybe get him back into the ball game or into the lead. In these situations, I remember playing with a quarterback once where he actually ran out onto the field first.
Oh, the ball is out. Watson lost it, and the Seahawks have picked it up. He had gained really good yardage, but that's what you tell your quarterbacks, right? Get down after you got the run.
You don't have to prove your toughness. You know, I think that's what a lot of coaches are trying to preach to their guys.
And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. The Clemson product, DJ Reader, got in for the sack.
I'm starting to wonder if this offensive line just simply doesn't like him. I mean, they've given up 6 sacks in this game. He's had nowhere to go, nowhere to run, and obviously nowhere to hide.
And all those sacks in the first half, this is just complete domination.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass, looked like it was coming together, looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
Now it's Wilson. Pressure comes, and Wilson's going to go down. Brandon Dunn in there to take him down on what will take us to the 2-minute warning. A reminder coming up here at halftime. We'll ship you off to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman will have first-half highlights and analysis from a back-and-forth first half that we've seen. And great special teams work here. This is knocking on the door of the 5. They'll spot it at the 6-yard line.
Well, someone's going to be happy with that effort. You know who else is going to be happy? His defense.
Absolutely.
He's created a very long field for that offense to try to traverse.
And he got some help from Mr. Football there, checking up nicely. Good English on that punt. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. Will Fuller, 94 yards. And the Texans are able to show off their quick strike ability. So from back deep in their own territory all the way into the end zone, you think they expected to score on that one?
I'm not sure they expected to score, but they also showed that they're not averse to taking a little bit of a risk there, right? Taking a chance, because the normal call is take care of the football, run it, be safe. Instead, they put it in the air and took a gamble, and it paid off in a big way. That wasn't an analytics call. That wasn't a fantasy guy's call. That was like a video game call right there.
It was a little bit of a video game call, but it worked. On for the PAT, Kaimi Fairbairn. And that one makes this an 11-point deficit now. Those are the ones the offensive coordinators dream about. One-play drives from that distance. What an effort. It results in the touchdown. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. This fielded at the 2. And some room to work. And what a return. Great field position all the way out to the 48-yard line.
At some point, we're going to get it through our heads. Special teams, special teams, special teams. The spark that often wins games.
The Seattle now ready to march onto the field. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to something else.
And maybe try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. Throwing is Wilson. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Play action, it's Wilson. Wide open receiver, complete. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. A good pickup there, 26 yards. This offense can certainly move quickly when they want to. 3 plays, 3 pass completions. In the blink of an eye, they've got a 1st and goal.
Almost felt like a lightning bolt hit in this game, didn't it? For them to get downfield that quickly. And now 1st and goal, expect them to tackle right here on this play.
Only a yard on the completion. It's 2nd and goal. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Wilson. And unsuccessful there, trying to dump it underneath. That'll bring up 3rd down. The Seahawks on 3rd down. They've hit on half of them, 5 for 10. They're looking at a 3rd and goal here. Here's Wilson to throw. Feeling the pressure here and taken down. A sack back at the 7. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit from the right hash, and this one just a chippy. Myers' kick is good. So we've reached halftime in a wild first half. We'll take a minute to catch our breath as we send you cross-country to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report.
Okay, right, Brandon. Thanks very much. And welcome in, everyone, to this slimmed-down version of the EA Sports halftime report. This one has certainly been one-sided to this point. It's a 2-touchdown difference as the teams have already come back out onto the field for the second half. So let's get you back out as well to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. Fairly short kick taken at the 14 here. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. Now a look at Will Fuller as he and the rest of the offense gears up to get ready to go again. A monster game so far, third quarter. He is lighting up the stat sheet.
And so many times when you see these types of games, you hear about the quarterback, or we talk about the quarterback throwing guys open, putting it in the right spot. How about some credit for the receivers, though, who find ways to get open, whether they uncover late in a route or they get open early, but they just always find a way. And he's having that type of a game.
Yeah, he's been nearly impossible to cover.
Second and 8 at the 35-yard line.
From the 35 on second down, Watson, and his throw is incomplete.
Tremendous coverage there. Just did not catch the football and complete the interception. But what do they say all the time? If he had really good hands, he'd be playing offense.
Watson now to throw on third down. Throw left side, complete to QT. A big play there on the catch and run, and even 50 yards. Obviously, they're not where they want to be right now on the scoreboard. Big plays like that, though, that'll trend them in the right direction.
Yeah, a few more like that, they'll be right back in the game. And if they can continue to do that, maybe they'll inspire their defense as well. They'll get a few stops.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. From the gun, here's Watson. That's caught. It's Thomas. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. 10 more there and another first down. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in.
And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. A 5-yard touchdown as his guys are back within a single score. That's a score you felt they had to have here in the third quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there's an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
Fairbairn now to add the extra point. And that'll cut the lead down now to a touchdown. So that drive spanned 5 plays. And the result, a Houston touchdown. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here comes the Seahawks offensive unit. They'll have it first to begin the third. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
He lets it fly for Lockett. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Escaping the pressure right. He'll have a first down. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And the Texans scoop it. Off often on fumbles, you look at the guy who coughed it up and say, geez, what did he do? But, hey, let's tip the cap to the defense here.
Not a problem at all, my man. I'm not even going to tip it. I'm going to doff my cap to him. Congratulations. Big-time play. Knocking it free and creating something good for your team.
It'll wind up being a loss of 2, and that'll make it 2nd and 12. Carryover from the first half. That defensive line continues to control the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, they're actually playing the game in the offense's backfield. They're taking those offensive linemen and pushing them back towards the quarterback and towards the runners. I still don't think, though, that you abandon the running game totally, because if you do, you're asking for a lot more hits on your QB.
And he's got the completion to Hopkins. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. A well-executed 22-yard gain. Watson now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. On the carry, it's Ferguson. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. Tackle made by Ziggy Ansah. They keep it on the ground. This time it's Miller. And this may be a carbon copy as he'll again be stopped right at the line of scrimmage.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level, because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. To throw is Watson on 3rd down. That is caught. Hopkins for the Texans touchdown. DeAndre Hopkins there to make the grab as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. And they use that height on the outside to get the score.
We've seen the evolution of the wide receivers. They've gotten taller and taller, but they've retained their quickness and their speed. It's a lethal combination.
Always good to have wide receivers with height. On for the PAT, Kaimi Fairbairn. And that will tie our game here in the 3rd quarter. A drive that time of 6 plays, and it results in the Texans finding the end zone. Nothing separating these two teams on the scoreboard as the kick's away here. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Here's Wilson. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And a scary incompletion, almost picked off. It would have been their first INT of the game. Instead, 2nd down. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Wilson. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 27 yards there, a 1st down. So 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 49-yard line. To throw is Wilson. Left side complete to Lockett. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. That's over 40 yards of movement with those last 2 plays.
Brandon, so many times we see the crossing route start as a quick hitter, but in this play, he had time in the pocket and waited for him to clear going across.
Now Wilson. And a scary incompletion, almost picked off. It would have been their first INT of the game. Instead, 2nd down. Line of scrimmage, the 31 as they line up, 2nd and 10. Now Wilson, throwing again. It's complete to Jerron Brown. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for third down. Wilson now to throw on third down. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Whitney merciless, able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon.
Well, every now and then you just absolutely outguess yourself. 3rd and inches and they decide not to run the ball, you end up seeing the end result.
The end result was not good. They elect to pass and it backfires. And his kick is absolutely perfect. And the drive will wind up yielding 3. So as it turns out, that sack doesn't wind up costing them, Charles. They at least get points, get 3 of them. Yeah,
that's where your kicker can really come to your rescue because you know after the sack there was a little consternation there. Are we out of field goal range? Are we going to be able to get 3? In this case, he stepped right up and gave them exactly what they needed.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Fairly short kick, taking it to 14 here. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
They'll start out on the ground. It's Lamar Miller. And they're able to get this one across the 35. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down. Good push up front and that run in between the tackles.
Let's play the leverage game here. Offensive line just got lower than the defensive front, and they were able to get their pads on them and move them backwards and create space for their running back to roam.
You can just kind of sense the momentum turning here. It's 1st and 10. This is Miller. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2. Play action from Miller. Now Watson. Stepping up, he'll try and run. And he slides to avoid the hit. 7 yards there and a first down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
They'll try the air now with Watson. Looking left side and completing it to Thomas. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 34-yard line. Well, they flew past 200, 300, 400 yards. Now he's over 450 yards passing on the day.
So what you're saying is oxygen for everyone catching the ball and trying to defend?
Yeah, especially those guys trying to defend right now.
No doubt. They've got to be a confused group because they haven't been able to defend him very well at all. And I think he just wants to keep firing. When you have that kind of a day, you're just locked in. Just keep calling those pass plays.
They'll go with a draw. Watson hands to Miller. And the result here the same as the last play. Another tackle behind the line of scrimmage by the Seahawk defense. Calling a loss of 2 on the play. And it's going to be third down and a ways to go here. 3rd and 14. The run hasn't worked the last couple of plays. Now it's 3rd and 14. Completing it to the right side, Johnson. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 41. A 3-yard loss. 4th down now. Really good defensive effort. They were all over that little swing pass out to the right side before lost yardage.
Terrific read, better execution, and done with a lot of enthusiasm, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
They saw it all the way, ran to the football, and caused a nice play for lost yardage.
Down here in the 3rd quarter, obviously that's one they could have used.
Yeah, and one of my favorite special teams coaches in the NFL told me what separates the kickers in the NFL versus the ones who are not, it's not the misses. It's the second miss in a row. Best kickers in the league, they don't miss 2 in a row. He's got to get his head back together in case he gets another shot.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had a field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
So it looked like maybe his 3rd or his 4th read on his progression. Just trying to find his outlet man that time. Ends up leading him just a bit too much.
They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. The rookie DK Metcalf, the intended receiver. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. Under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack. The lightning rod, J.J. Watt with a sack. Now Wilson, great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
A gain of 26 and a conversion there as well on 4th down.
Partner, it's often the man coverage is easier for a quarterback to run against. You get your receivers going downfield. Those guys are staying with them, and oftentimes they have their back to the quarterback, which opens up a lot of space and room, and they don't even know that he's taking off with it. What a big-time pickup on that play.
Hey, man, watch the boot.
They'll run on 1st down. Carson. And he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18. Jonathan Joseph there for the tackle. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Carson. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. Tackle made by Whitney Merciless.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. What that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
So 3 field goals that he's hit now. This last one helps him stretch out the lead.
He's been solid, hasn't he? And he lives up to the adage that every offensive coach has ever said to us. We want to end every possession with a kick, right? For them, it's either extra point, field goal, or at worst, a punt. In this case, it's been 3s.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is taken near the 13. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. And now out comes Houston. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline, they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
They go play action here on first down. And he'll avoid the tackle there with a slide. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup.
Partner, as a quarterback, sometimes you just got to know when the clock has gone off in your head, it's time to go. Tuck it and get all you can.
Now a play fake here on first down. Hopkins on the grab over the middle. Touchdown, Houston. DeAndre Hopkins, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And now they can recapture the lead if they can make the PAT. I know this defense knew it coming into the game, Charles, and they know it even more now. DeAndre Hopkins is a tough cover.
And anytime you see him out there and there's less than double or triple teaming him, take a shot with him. Just what you're talking about. If he's such a tough cover, one guy's not going to get it done. Throw the ball out there. Let him go get it.
Fairbairn now to add the extra point. And that one puts them on top here in the third. That drive started on their own 25. 2 plays, 75 yards later, into the end zone. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. Dances by him. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. Russell Wilson now gears up to lead the offense again. And right now, probably just one thing in his mind, it's getting back to the hot start because he's really faded.
And ordinarily when that happens, the quarterback, as you know, is usually the leader of the squad. Now there's probably a silent camaraderie that comes around him saying, hey, guess what? We got you. Don't worry about it. Let's go, big fella. Because they know more times than not, he tends to pick things up, and they tend to play well.
And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. It's a gain of 22 as we tick towards 2:22 on the clock. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. He'll buy some time right. He's got the tight end, Vanette. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. 2 chunk plays in a row. The last one was over 20 yards, and so is this one.
Sometimes it's designed, and sometimes you just have to know when to leave the pocket and move and make something happen. And on that play, he was able to get on the run and was still accurate throwing the football.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Here's Wilson. They'll run the screen with Carson. He's got a first down and much more inside the 20 and down to the 16-yard line. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18. And on that last play there, he's over 400 yards passing now.
You know what that generally means?
Success.
That, and it means you really didn't miss opportunities. Usually very accurate. The ball's getting to the right place. Guys are making yardage after the catch to help you out that way. I mean, the whole team has picked it up. And don't forget, that means the offensive line has had to pass protect pretty well, too.
Yeah, everyone dialed in. To throw again on second down. Wilson, that's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up third down.
And partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal, because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
And he won't have the touchdown, but he will have the first down as he's tackled at the 2. It's a gain of 6 as they're able to convert, and now it's 1st and goal. And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Jason Myers on for the field goal. A 19-yard attempt.
And Myers able to knock it through. And with that, they will move ahead by 2 here in the 4th. So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
This one taken from the 7. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
In 2018, Deshaun Watson had 5 fourth-quarter comebacks. Only Drew Brees of the Saints had more with 6. Trying to force it to Hopkins, and it's intercepted. Trey Flowers picks it, and they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line. After the interception, here's Wilson. He's going to rifle one deep. Man, it's caught inside the 10. And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. It's a gain of 34. What a game it's been for this duo.
They remind me of a good comedy team. They know how to play off of each other so well. No matter how one riffs, the other's right there to pick them up, and they are shredding them in this ballgame.
So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. Wilson, flush to his right. Touchdown, Seahawks. The quarterback run has eaten him up all game long, and there he goes again, this time into the end zone.
And what I like about what I'm seeing, absolutely running almost with impunity. He's not worried about his body. He's not worried about sliding. He's not worried about protecting himself. He's worried about getting yardage. If you're on the defensive side of the ball, you've got to start figuring out what these blocking schemes are and finding ways to defeat him.
Myers connects on the PAT, and that makes this a 9-point game. Well, it wasn't a one-play drive, but I think they'll take it. The scoring summary, 2 plays and into the end zone. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This one taken from the 7. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. Now Deshaun Watson and his offense heading back out there. With his guys trailing here in the 4th, he can ill afford a repeat of the interception that ended the last drive.
Yeah, your 2 scores down. You take it upon yourself now to play perfect or near-perfect football if you want to get your team back into the game. But it's also tough to do when you're trying to avoid errors, yet still play perfect football.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Thomas. Call that a very strong gain of 24.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a one-possession game.
Yes.
Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. A shotgun snap for Watson. He's got Fuller. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Texans passing game in rhythm right now, picking up another first.
All right, this is the time of the game where they're down a couple of scores, and they've really got to get some yards in chunks, and they know the defense doesn't want to give those up, but they've got to find a way to take them anyway.
Now the question is, can they string a few of those together? Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Out of the gun, Watson. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Cassius Marsh just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. Watson on target here to Fuller, and he's going to get this inside the 30. That one good for a first down pickup of 18 yards.
First down, Texans.
On first down, it's Watson. His throw caught at about the 5. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. Vincent Smith. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far, as they have now chopped this lead down to 3.
I know Paul Revere talked about by land or by sea, right? You know, 1 by land, 2 by sea. He didn't mention air because right now we're seeing a big-time performance, aren't we? That's 2 touchdowns so far in this game.
Where'd you pull that one from?
Hey, you know, every now and then I actually listened in history class.
And you're just a scholar all the way around. You're reading all the time. I like that you fit that into the broadcast.
You know, I just grab a nugget when I can.
Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And that will shave one more off this lead. 5 plays there on that drive. And the result, a Houston touchdown. This will be taken in at the 1. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. The Seattle now ready to march onto the field. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
And it takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that. To throw on 2nd and 10, Wilson. A first down there on a pickup of 25.
Here we go.
How many times have we seen this late in the 4th quarter? Because you know the pass rush is getting after him, and they get upfield, get that great push, and what do they create? Space, and he takes off.
Flushed out right. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. And finally taken down at the 35-yard line. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling.
All right, partner, I'm a defender, but I've got to express my admiration there. Moving around, making it happen, and instead of worrying about protecting himself, he goes and gets the first down. I've got to give it to him on that one.
Normally, you don't want your guy taking shots, your quarterback, but it's winning time here in the 4th quarter. If he needs to make those plays with the legs, go ahead, right?
Yeah, no doubt about it. At this stage of the game, all protections, they're off.
So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on first down. There's Wilson to throw. And Dixon has it. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 20-yard line. From the red zone now, here's Wilson on first down. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. Here's Wilson, eluding the pressure right. And he takes this down to about the 2 before going out of bounds. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's second down.
I like his thought process and his ability to move and get downfield. But what I didn't like was the final decision, to go out of bounds. They want to keep the clock moving. Instead, they give the defense an extra timeout.
That's caught at the 3. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
In order for a screen pass to break big, a lot of things have to come together and be well executed, but all it takes is one small thing to go wrong and keep it from being a big game.
So yet another field goal to end the drive. That has been a very common theme. He's now hit 5 of them in this game.
Yeah, Brandon, as an offense, you hate that you've had to call on your kicker so often, but you have to love the fact that time and time again, he's come through.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This one taken from the 7. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And they will simply, Charles, be looking to duplicate what they did last drive when they were able to push it in for 6.
And they hope it'll be that easy, right? To be able to take exactly what happened before, replicate it. They may have to make a few additional changes along the way because I'm sure the defense will make some adjustments, but they've got to have great confidence having scored the last time out.
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. And his throw's going to be incomplete. DeAndre Hopkins, the Pro Bowler, the intended receiver, but now it'll be 3rd down. So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Here's Watson. And that is incomplete. Looked like he had a couple of different options as far as who to throw to on that play. And who am I to say this, but I'm not sure he made the right decision.
Well, the window of opportunity is always going to be small in the NFL. That's why those quarterbacks who make quick decisions and have quick releases have the most success in this league.
It's going. 21 yards. Well done on the return. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
He turned that into a nice gain. Gets him 8 yards closer for 3rd down. And the Texans have an extra defender in the secondary now on 3rd down. Throwing is Wilson. And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. Brandon Dunn. Who else? He's in there for his 4th sack of the afternoon. They get the sack on the blitz, but it was 3rd and inches. Are you surprised like I am they weren't running the football there?
I'm right there with you. I would have thought at worst, quarterback sneak, try and pick up the first down and move on. But instead, I think they thought they could catch him by surprise and maybe hit something deep.
The Texans offense now, they get set to head back on the field here. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
A big gainer there on the catch and run, 37 yards. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. From the gun, here's Watson. Over the middle, it's Thomas. Oh, no, he lost the football. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And the return stops just a few yards shy of midfield. They'll spot the ball at the 47-yard line. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. They've got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Brandon Dunn. My goodness, make that now 5 sacks for him in this ball game. Really turning in an incredible performance. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Now it's Wilson, rolling to his right. And he almost had it defensively. Could have been a game changer there in this second half. Instead, it's 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Wilson after the play fake to Carson, escaping the pressure right. Room to run past midfield. And finally marked down at the 42-yard line. That one a broken play, but it ends up being a good play. The scramble goes for 20. That is an absolute backbreaker. That was a design passing play, wasn't a draw. You think you got him stopped, good coverage downfield, and he's able to pick up the first with his legs. Defensively, that kicks into your psyche and hurts a little bit, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and here's the thing. Anytime you give up a first down, it hurts you psychologically, but it hurts more when they get it this way because you've covered everything. He didn't have any place to throw the football. He takes off running and picks it up anyway, and now you have to stay on the field for an extra set of downs.
And really could have used that stop trailing here in the 4th. Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10.
Let's go.
Off the play fake, here's Wilson. Underneath pass here to Van Ness. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40.
Well, they were unable to make anything really big out of that, but it's not a bad idea to find your tight end and give him an easy completion and keep moving things forward. Almost his bread and butter. It's a good running back dive play.
Dancing to his left. And he picks up the first before he's taken down at the 29. A good decision in the end to pull it and run, gets him 9 yards and a first.
Containing him is becoming a big problem. We've already seen this once earlier on this drive.
Yeah, and so now 2 times this has happened. Do you adjust something?
Yeah, I think you do. I think you got to start thinking about your rush lanes. Try not to either get too wide or too narrow. Make sure someone is there waiting for him to take off.
A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Tight end has become a bigger and bigger part of the passing game in the NFL, but if you drop the football, that position can get swapped out with a wide receiver in that spot, a running back in that spot. There are other ways they can go if you're not going to catch the ball.
And that's not just his first drop, his second drop of the game. Give him 14 on that one and a first down. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. The former number 1 overall pick, Jadeveon Clowney, picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
And plays like that really hurt play calling. They had a really nice gain on the previous play, but gave about half the yardage back on the sack. Excellent pressure up front, nowhere to go with the football. Down he goes.
And give him 10 that time as he was able to get away from the pressure and get a nice gain. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. They go play action with Wilson. That's complete to Disley, the tight end. And they'll hustle up to stop him well shy of the first, right around the 15. Now it's Wilson.
One of the money routes for any offense, the drag route. So tough to defend because the receiver can stop at any point and make himself available to the quarterback and get a completion. But I love the communication we saw there. All the defenders pointing out the receiver, where he was going, and then they're able to rally to the ball after the catch and stop him short of a first down.
And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. First down yardage on the first play of the drive, 14 yards.
First down.
On 1st and 10, Watson completing it to the right side, Johnson. That's good for a Texan first down, a 12-yard pickup. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down.
First down, Texans.
From the gun, a run for Johnson. He'll get about 3 as he's brought down right around the 42.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. They come up on a second down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down the wire. They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. The Pro Bowler DeAndre Hopkins, the intended receiver. And now it's 3rd down. They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on second down. Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect. Figuring they're going for it on 4th down. Remember, though, they do have all 3 timeouts, so even if they don't get it, all is not lost.
Yeah, normally in this situation, when you're talking about having to go for it, everything is in this play. But as you noted, with those 3 timeouts, they actually have a little bit of a safety net.
And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. He's back to throw. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Back to throw. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. Duke Johnson, the one he was looking for. And it's 3rd down. 9th play of the drive now on 3rd and a country mile. Now Watson. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down. They're down by 5. They've got to go for it here on 4th down. On 4th down, Watson. And no, it's incomplete.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
Well, their first 4th down attempt earlier was successful. This one backfires for a turnover on downs.
I like their aggressiveness. I like what they're doing. They got it the first time they went for it. Why not a second time? I don't think they'll be daunted from attempting it again. If you're on the defensive side of the ball, though, any 4th down stop is a big momentum play.
So don't say nothing.
Tempo.
Now Wilson. And a little floater there, but it'll wind up incomplete, falling to the ground.
As tight ends go, he might not provide the super flashy plays very often, but he's pretty reliable. Usually an excellent target, and normally catches what's thrown to him, but he didn't on that play.
And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game.
Let's go, defense. Let's get out the field, defense.
Wilson to throw. Flush to his right. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play.
You can't block me. You can't block me. You can't block me.
Wilson wants to throw it. Buying time to his left. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. The Texans going to signal for their third and final timeout, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. It's first and goal, and a late touchdown at this stage could officially salt this one away. Now Wilson. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. He'll get only 2 there, and it's second and goal. Second and goal from inside the 5. And now with 4 seconds left, we get a timeout call. Throwing now is Wilson. His pass caught at the 4. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. It's a win for the Seahawks here as we say so long from Seattle.